When you're solving an inequality word problem, you need to keep in mind what your inequality symbols mean. And there are going to be some key words that you need to look for that you won't have if you just had an equation word problem. So when you read a word problem, if you see things like greater than, more than, exceeds, is larger than, that means you're going to use a greater than symbol. And the words that represent each symbol are going to be different. So you really have to pay attention to whether you're looking for a maximum or a minimum and what those words actually mean. This chart can really help you understand what it is you're looking for, okay? Because the words associated with those symbols are going to create what we call a constraint. And a constraint is a limit. And that limit is going to be something you either have to stay over or stay under depending on your situation. Okay, so let's look at a scenario here. In this problem, you received an $80 gift card to buy books at Amazon. And there are two types of books you can buy. We can buy hardback books, which cost $8 each, or you can buy paperback books. And those paperback books are going to cost $4 each. But remember, we only have $80 to spend. The question you're going to be asked is, how many of each type of book can you buy? Okay, so that question is going to guide us through identifying our variables. We want to know how many of each type of book we can buy. So the first variable I'm going to use is P, which will represent the number of paperback books. And then I also want to know H, how many hardback books can I buy? Okay, our constraint, remember, that's our limit. That's all the money we have to spend. So our limit here is that we have an $80 gift card. That $80 gift card means I could spend $80 or I could spend less than $80. Less than $80 is okay, or exactly $80. So the inequality symbol we're looking at is less than or equal to 80. So now let's write our inequality. We know what our constraint is, but we need the rest of it. I know that paperback books cost $4 each. So I'm going to use that $4 and my variable P for the number of paperback books, because it's going to be $4 for every paperback book. And then my hardback books cost $8. So I'm going to add 8H. So $4 for every paperback book and $8 for every hardback book. And remember, that money together has to be less than or equal to my $80 gift card. Now, there are a couple ways to solve an inequality, and what we're going to do is we're going to graph this, and we're going to graph it using our x and y intercepts. So if you think back a couple weeks ago, we found our x and y intercepts by using something called the cover-up method, because remember, your x-intercept and your y-intercept has a value of 0. So for my x-intercept, it's going to have a y value of 0. So I can use my cover-up method because covering this up is like I plugged in a 0 for my y value. Okay, 8 times 0 would be 0, and so that would just leave me with 4p has to be less than or equal to $80. So $4 for every paperback book. Okay, if I buy all paperbacks and no hardback books, I can spend less than or equal to $80 on that. So if I divide both of these sides here by 4, that means I could buy less than or equal to 20 paperback books if I don't buy any hardback books. Okay, now we're going to do the same thing, but this time we're going to imagine that we don't buy any paperback books. Okay, so no paperback books means I'm going to plug in a 0 for paperback books. So it's like 4 times 0 is 0. So if I only buy hardback books, then what I'm saying is, that I can buy $8 for every hardback book, and I only have $80 to spend. So if I divide both sides by 8 here, we can see that I can buy less than or equal to 10 hardback books. Okay, so these are my x and y intercepts, and you might be thinking, wait a second, it's a p and an h, but that's okay. We're going to use our labels here to help us out here. So my number of paperback books, we know that p has to be less than or equal to 20, so on my paperback axis, I'm going to put a dot there at 20. And then for my hardback books, less than or equal to 10, I'm going to come over here to this axis, and I'm going to put a dot less than or equal to 10. Now when it comes to graphing this, I'm going to graph this with a solid line. Remember, when you have inequalities, sometimes the line's solid, sometimes it's dotted, but since it's less than or equal to, that means it's going to be a solid line. And remember, the last thing we have to do is we have to shade. I want everything less than this line, so I'm going to shade everything that's underneath this line. And what that means is my solutions can be any ordered pair that's down here in this green area. Okay, so let's name a solution. Okay, I know I need some paperbacks and some hardbacks. I can pick any ordered pair in this green area. I'm going to pick this ordered pair right here. That solution is 14, 2. Now it's really important when you have a word problem that you explain what this solution means, because 14, 2 doesn't really tell us a whole lot. But what it means is 14 is the number of paperback books I could buy. So I could buy 14 paperback books and 2 hardback books. All right, let's try one more just so you get the idea. We're going to pick this ordered pair right here, somewhere different. So that ordered pair is going to be 4, 6. And again, think about what that means while I write this down. 4, 6. What does that mean in terms of paperbacks and hardbacks? Well, the 4, that's my number of paperbacks. I could buy 4 paperback books, and I could buy 6 hardback books.